Good evening. I call this special Finance Committee meeting to order at 4:36 p.m. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call. Both directors are present. Moving on to approval of the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda?
There are no changes.
I'll move to approve the agenda.
All right, I will second. Agenda approved. Moving on to public comment. There are no members of the public online or in person, so we will move on to approval of minutes. I will motion to approve the minutes.
I will second.
All right, minutes approved. So moving on to item 4, review of 26-27 draft budget.
I will lead this to David Nolan, Finance Supervisor for the district.
Thank you, George. Good evening, directors. Tonight we're going to be going over the draft 26-27 budget document. There have not been any changes to the proposed numbers, budget numbers. Everything is still the same there. So what we're going through is just the narrative of the booklet. I like to start off on page 5. This is the GFOA budget award we received for the 12th year. So we just got that earlier this year. The same thing with on the next page for the CSMFO budget award. So we received this for 12 consecutive years. And then moving on to page 10, this is the message from the general manager. It's the title letter of the document, just kind of telling a little bit about the district, where we've been, some accomplishments, and some upcoming and ongoing challenges. So in here we reference the winter storm that caused some damages that we're working through. We reference the electricity costs and chromium-6 compliance. The Civic Center, the construction is underway with the ELC. The Phelan Park Enhancement Project is moving along. We're nearing the completion of 2 new wells. We've completed an environmental review for the new reservoir. And we've highlighted some decisions we've made in the past, board direction, some investments in water rights, some savings from the solar program. Do you have any questions or comments you guys would like to bring up that you read through the document so far, or that you'd like me to cover?
I don't.
No.
Okay. With that, so then it goes into the district profile. Some wonderful stats about the area and the district. We updated this section last year, and it's a nice addition. Then I believe I'd like to jump down to page 37. This would be our organizational chart, just for review so you guys can look at. This is what we are currently operating under with the 24 employees. And then page 39, numbers are getting smaller. Page 39 is the job classifications. This table is what we are currently operating under. It was updated, I believe, around October of 2025, just last year. There were adjustments made to the majority of the positions, and this is still under review. We're in the process of a compensation and classification study. So it is possible that this will be updated later this year as well. So just wanted to bring note to that. There are some changes. The salary ranges on the next page. The salary ranges reflect a 3% COLA, in which we talked about in the budget document earlier. So all of those rates just have 3% added to them, effective July 1st. The next section jumps down into the department presentations for each department. Highlights their primary services, their accomplishments, their goals. And then the financial reports. Starting on page 57. In this section, we have a lot of graphs and summaries of our financial activity and budgeted numbers. Where to go? The explanations of the changes from year to year start on page 61. And then the budget detail, which we've been over with the committee and in the board workshop. That detail is on page 72, and there are no changes there. I believe that's it for that. Page 81. Page 81 starts the capital improvement program. So over the next couple pages, there are descriptions of all the approved capital projects that we have. So we list descriptions and amounts for those. Again, with the summary being on page 85. That's fun. And I believe that is what I wanted to highlight, and just to go over and point out some things that were in the book. Just some minor changes year over year where we update the narrative, and like I said, to provide descriptions for the changes, any big things we're doing. So if you guys have any other questions or comments, things you'd like to add. Okay.
I don't have any questions. We've been over it a few times, and I appreciate the hard work.
Thank you.
And congratulations on the awards from the different agencies.
Thank you.
I agree, thank you. All right, so we will, excuse me, move on to item 5, review of disbursements.
Mr. Nolan.
Thank you, George. So, I know we're in May here. The disbursements here is for the month of March. So the committee meets quarterly, and we just provide that 1 month's disbursements. So what you're seeing here is all in March. The thing I noticed in here, when I pointed out, is I think this is where we started. We actually made our first big payment to the spec construction for the Civic Center started. A lot of payments to them, a lot of payments for the wells, the building of the wells, because that's moving along very well. Page 120 starts our revenue and expense summary. And this is through March, so that is 3/4 of the way through the year. We're on page 120. We'll see a lot of our numbers are really close to budgeted numbers. Water consumption is slightly above. We are saving money in our total expenses, mainly due to the salaries and benefits line. The interest revenue is slightly above budgeted numbers. The property tax revenue is really close. So like I was pointing out, everything is pretty close to budget. So we're doing pretty well there. Then we have the balance sheet attached, the cash flows. Then the final, I believe the final item in here is the solar project and credits report on page 152.
How about expenditures year to date? Are we on track there with what we budgeted
Overall,
Yeah.
or not really, not just related to the solar, right, for everything?
for everything? Yeah.
For everything, yeah, everything's really close to budget. I think. Yeah, if I'm looking at service and supplies, that is the one line that is slightly above. It's only 200,000 year to date, and that's the winter storm repairs that we're having to ramp up.
Okay.
So besides that, we were coming in slightly below, probably. We're really close, but now we're just 200,000 over right now.
Okay, thank you.
These solar credits, so net cash flow overall, we're looking at a positive $185,000 so far. So it's getting by. Yeah, that's all I have in there.
All right, so I just let you keep going. So that was 6, quarterly financials, 7, solar credits and expenses. You are running a good meeting. This is fantastic. All right, moving on to item 8, review of quarterly investment report.
I did not see that one in here attached.
Because it was on there, but I didn't see it in here, but I.
So no change from last meeting.
There's no changes. We do have one of the CDs maturing in May, probably for $1 million, which we'll probably just reinvest. Other than that, there's been no changes. The interest rates in the short-term money is holding still. It's about 3.7 right now. So there are some options to invest some of that money and get maybe 4%. Just trying to talk with management about how much more we can maybe do some long-term investments.
What was the interest rate on the loan we took out, the 6.5?
I believe it was 4.65 for the Civic Center one.
4.65?
Yeah.
okay.
The other loans are all, I believe, in the 2s because we refinanced some of them.
Thank you.
Good. All right, moving on to item 9, committee comments. Anything extra?
Nothing for me.
All right. So we'll move on to item 10, review of action items, prior meeting action items
I do not have any.
and current meeting.
I have noted none.
All right, and then we will be setting the agenda for the next regular meeting, which is July 21st. Anything you want to add to that, or no? All right. All right, well, with no further business, we will adjourn at 4:51 PM. Thank you.